10 seconds early. Normally I have to like wait for the countdown and go on exactly on the hour. So my name is Jubilee Briscoe. I think I know how to make a world that works for everyone. What that looked like 6 or 7 years ago when I started was a technological global user cooperative, a Netflix of apps that we all own and run together with transparency and democracy. That's the elevator pitch. It's actually all it contained in that. But other people don't see the vision and everything that gives us, which is a world designed for purpose in each and every sector and industry instead of designed for profit, which destroys our trust and the planet in each and every industry. So I've been working towards creating that technological cooperative because each and every project felt like chicken and egg, right? I need this one to be able to make this one to be able to make this one. If only we had this, we'd have it all. I no longer feel that chicken and egg energy because I can see that everything's happening in the right time because I've been exactly where I've been meant to be all along. And this does keep getting closer and closer. I'm in a frustrating state right now because I feel like a tantruming toddler where I'm like, just like stuck in it's stuck. I'm stuck until someone else joins me. I'm stuck until there's other people. And I can see how that was the case all along. But because of my hyper independence, I just kept finding other ways to do little things. I need other people for any piece of it, any piece of improvement that I haven't already done myself in my own life needs other people. I've maximized the individual portion of it. By design, I can't do it on my own. By just like even my own life. And so, but 2023 has been a whole other level. I went on strike in September because I don't have enough energy to, well, hold this space. This world needs to be fixed and fix it, right? It's a lot. Even while not doing anything, that's a lot. I've been removing the weight of the weight of the world from my shoulders, even though it's still there, right? Like, it's not all on you. There is a creator, they're guiding the path, there's other people doing this work. It still is when you have a world saving idea. Every moment you're not explaining it, every moment you're not working towards it is a moment you're not doing that. Luckily, they're all towards the greater good. The creator is weaving them all together. And that became very evident in 2023 with the 2004 movies. And we're going to watch the first installment. This is the part that the Mean Girls versus Lucky Girls are what started to make this so very obvious that the 2004 movies were something to pay attention to. We already watched the other two installments, the three that are up now, right? We watched the ending first, the more recent one first, which is the Titanic, the Olympics, and 9/11, and how they're intertwined, and how that came about because of the Titan being submerged and turns out imploding. But we didn't find that out for a few days. And the 2004 movie, The Aviator, starring Leonardo DiCaprio, and everything that brought in. The 19, Kyle Cease, Jim Caviezel, Tim Ballard brought in The Passion of the Christ 2004, and The Final Cut, all the Jim Caviezel movies, some golf movie that's, have to do what you love instead of getting paid for it. Once you get paid for it, it ruins it. That's my whole interpretation of that entire golfing movie, even though I haven't watched it. There's a lot. Now, do I know what it all means? Yes and no. I can feel things emerging. I can feel what is mine to do. And at the same time, I don't think we're supposed to know. I believe we're supposed to be dancing, surfing in the unknowing, in the I don't know. All of these signs, do I know exactly what they mean? Nope. But they stack on top of each other so strongly and so much, you can't ignore them. So, as people have said, red string crazy, right? Connecting the dots. And I'm like, if you can point out that the dots aren't true or the connection's not true, go ahead. This is different because everyone can see the connections. And I'm not even giving them the ones that can, like, I'm just giving the celebrity publicly available ones. Not all the ones intertwined with my personal life and my family going back generations and generations. And all of humanity going back millennia. Here's Lucky Girls versus Mean Girls. First put up. This is like my most put together video ever. I got the clips ready, put it together. This is the most edited video you will get from me. Lucky Girls versus Mean Girls, put up April 28th, 2003. I'm not going to get this perfectly, and I just have to deal with that. I am Jubilee. I think I know how to save the world. I've been saying that for 6 years. Like everyone who says that, nobody listens to me, especially in my day to day life. I got involved in this 2023 drama that isn't just drama for all the reasons that are going to unfold. I released so many educational videos before this video I'm going to show that introduces myself in this situation on how to deal with spiritual psychosis, on the difference between the drama triangle, which is going to come into it, people running around it, making people into villains, victims, and heroes, as well as the empowerment dynamic, which has the villain become the challenger. I did do this off by heart, we're not recording. Hero becomes the coach, and the victim becomes the creator. I did a video on explaining to Allie why she's doing this and could be doing this. Didn't put that one. This is the video Allie chose to put in her YouTube video, and I think it does encompass who I am. So I'm going to show it here. And then I'm going to introduce the rest of this video. But I do very long form content. I don't create it for it to go viral. Who is meant to see it will see it. It will serve the purpose it is meant to serve. Because that was how lucky girls live their lives. Or at least this lucky girl. All right. I learn from my own projections. Because I know I'm projecting and learning from it, I both allow myself to do it, usually in private, not on social media. And I project so much less since allowing myself to go through that process. But now I have to find some pretty grand examples of blind spots and projection in order to be able to learn myself. So when I found a content creator this week who started some drama on my birthday and saw them as a call out account, I did allow myself to be a little bit of a call out account, and I'm allowing myself to play in that energy. I know what I'm doing. I don't need it to be any different than it is. I know who and what I am and what I'm doing in this world. And it's not trying to be a social media influencer. It's living in this den and creating a world that works for everyone. I'm doing the next right thing. I'm being in integrity with myself. Feeling like I'm doing the right thing in my body and caring so much less what anyone else thinks of me. In large part because of the learning through projection. But damn, can I spot it in other people? And this has been quite the week. Oh, so that introduces me because I need to introduce the rest of the cast. But first, I want to go over briefly who the mean girls are. That is, what is a mean girl and what is a lucky girl? A Mean Girl is a 2004 movie, right? Starring Rachel McAdams as Regina George. It is also being Regina George, basically. Being mean to others because you're hurting on the inside. Learning to heal, not learning to heal, and putting that healing projected onto everybody else and making them wrong for it instead of actually healing, which is what I'm talking about in the video we just watched. What I described there has been a healing process. I've become better. The world has become better by me doing it. The comment section is full of people projecting on my projection. How dare you? How dare I? What are you doing in the world? What are you actually up to? If you're so scared of getting something wrong that you're doing no good, I'm good with who and what I am. Thank you. As well as, so The Mean Girls is a movie starring starring Rachel McAdams as Regina George, and there's gonna be a lot of repetition in this. It's people who are selfish, generally narcissistic, right? All they care about is themselves, even if they project into the world that they don't do that, right? Covert narcissists, I care about everyone. What did their actual actions show? A lot of times the Mean Girls facts and stories change constantly because they're not standing on truth. They're standing on rumors and burn books and spinning it for their narrative. Well, you can't stand on that. You can't make long form content showcasing that because it becomes obvious you're lying. So what is a lucky girl? Well, it's a TikTok trend. Two girls eat noodles in a car talking about a mantra they use to make their life better. because it's similar to toxic positivity and this idea of like the secret, or if you just think positively, everything will work out. Ali and a bunch of other people attacked it as if it was ableist and racist. I'm very anti-toxic positivity. Lucky girls, we're going to watch that video at the end of this because that is part of this. I'm even going to talk about it in the intro, but first, Lucky Girls is a TikTok trend where these two people eat noodles in a car, talk about everything just works out for me. I'm so lucky, and the impact that has on their life. It's also a caricature, or has become a caricature for a water carrier, someone who is willing to get it wrong, someone who's willing to grow and learn and heal. Generally standing on truth doesn't mean things don't change as new information comes. But people who are willing to make amends in an apology, not to the public at large, which is part of this whole problem and confusion, is the misunderstanding between parasocial relationships, even long before the internet, with celebrities and political figures that we know and they don't know us, and our feelings and emotions towards them. It's the same thing, our feelings and thoughts towards them. So water carriers is a TikTok trend, and Lucky Girls is a TikTok trend, and they're the water carriers. Mean Girls is a movie, and it's the people who are bullying everybody, right? They're hurting and they're hurting other people, making their hurt everybody else's problem. So 2023, especially January, was a showcase in this, but it has stretched on. The Docs to the Podcast just released a 16-part, one is the trailer, episode that you can binge 2 days ago, right? They released it 2 days ago. They are two of the people, two of the cast members, the hosts of that podcast. We're going to get into that. Try to stay. I made a cue card and now I can't stick with it, you know? This is how this goes. This is this long form content. Fast forward to the point I get to the videos I have ready, if you want to see that part instead. As I've said, I think I said at the beginning of this, I do long form content. There's going to be a lot of filler language. I'm even going to get stuff wrong. I get stuff wrong constantly. It'll be corrected in the comments if needed or in the description. But there's a reason I'm making this video. The universe, God, the people involved have been sending so many signs, I can't ignore it. And this is a tiny piece of it that I am presenting to the public. The piece that you can understand and get if you want to and are able to at this point in your life. I was like, what is this? Lucky Girls versus Mean Girls specifically, right? Like that title was the title of a group chat I was in with many of these people. It was on my whiteboard when I was trying to keep track of all the Regina Georges and the Karens and Gretchens who are the secondary characters in the Mean Girl movie. Secondary bullies. And it's in many of my videos on TikTok, here on YouTube, and I hadn't made this channel yet, so it would have been on the Jubilee Creates Something Amazing or Solution Raising channel. Birthdays are a constant theme in this. Constant. So I just pay attention to birthdays and dates in general. That is a lot of the evidence, the names, but it stacks on top of each other so much. Can't help but pay attention. So the cast, who are the actual people? I'm going to use first names for everybody. So I'm Jubilee. I'm one of the Lucky Girls disguised as the Mean Girls, right? As I explained, I don't know, actually, I explained that one. I do explain in one of these ones. That's why I'm going into this. I do this automatically. I've done it in many events. I empower it, but it looks to people who are running around this like this. And in fact, many people who are doing this, these people get triggered the F out of it. So this is the drama triangle, as I already explained, and the empowerment dynamic. And look them up. Look at my video on it. I can link it in the description if anyone wants. But someone's going to have to ask because it's not there right now. So me, Jubilee, is one of the characters. I think I'm a lucky girl, but the other side thinks I'm a mean girl. Understandable. Ali, we're going to watch her videos nearly right away. She is the one who, her TikTok name was Ali Starts a Cult and Conversations with Ali. She's no longer on TikTok because she got deplatformed. She lost her 500,000 followers because she bullied, in my opinion, person after person after person. But what got her off was somebody buying her trademarks. Or see, that's the language. It's not correct. Someone buying the trademarks, right? They're not her trademarks. She didn't trademark them. She has the copyright to the content she created, but she did not buy the trademarks before going on to relentlessly bully people under that umbrella. And so legally, buying the trademark means that you can get someone deplatformed. Brilliant. Brilliant. In my opinion, a lucky girl did that. We're not mentioning that lucky girl in this video. Roxy is another, Ali is Regina George, the original Regina George. Roxy is Ali's former friend, but she has never been a mean girl. She has been a lucky girl all along, standing on truth and facts and doing what is right. That is how I became friends with Roxy. I watched her stand up and do what was right at cost to herself. There is Jane, who I met through this. Became friends on TikTok on my birthday. I was already following her, doing my projection bit, but we're going to get into that because it's a birthday bit. Jane is a lucky girl, despite being non-binary. I'm non-binary too. She got involved standing up for a friend. Nearly all of us got involved standing up for a friend. Nearly all of us are autistic. We have a sense of justice that, like, we can't let go of until justice, right? Because we're not doing it for views and likes that Ali keeps projecting. This isn't even going to get them views. No kidding. Samara was in the Mean Girls versus Lucky Girls group chat. She was a mean girl in disguise as a lucky girl, a covert narcissist who was playing the victim, possibly was an actual victim, but was going behind everyone's back, ruining reputations, was not standing on truth, told everybody different things, like that she had a lawsuit she was pursuing against Ali. There's no lawsuit. Mean girls lie through their teeth. Samara is one of the characters. The last one is somebody who Ali created a circus around the death of. She's been known as P. I called her Gina in the videos I was doing. Her actual name is Jessica. And this video is evidence on why I think she's a lucky girl and why I think she wants to be named. Because the name Jessica keeps coming up over and over again in this stuff. So, Jessica, me, Jane and Roxy are the lucky girls. Samara and Ali are the mean girls. And this is the 2023 drama, empowerment dynamic, whatever you want to call it. The universe is guiding us. And everything happens for a reason. You can be a mean girl and have life happen to you, or you can be a lucky girl and see all the magic that is happening with and for us. Now, what video are we starting on? Because that original one was not the original one. I don't even have the ready. I have so many of these things everywhere. I had it all written out. I swear to God, if you can't find it right away, there we go. I was like, each video so I can note to pause. Okay, the first video is going to be Ali making fun of Jane. Jane's video will be the tiny one. Jane posted that on the 7th of January, explaining how Ali's a bully, standing up for a friend, to me being a lucky girl. Ali is making fun of Jane, and the videos that I'm showing, Ali posted them on her YouTube channel. All right, now, not this one. Oh, I'm realizing this is not in any way in the right spot, so give me one. Oh, I just need to rewind it. Silly me. Okay. Oh, this is going to be the thing the whole time. Okay. So notice, this is Ali's YouTube video. She chose to put this at the very beginning of the video she made on Jane, where she barely talks about Jane. Jane released one on the same day, actually going through like a week of dealing with Ali and her following. Won't be available in the description because there are going to be so many videos. This is why there needed to be a 16-episode podcast. There's way too much to cover. I'm probably going to go for an hour, and I wanted this to be 20 minutes. We're already at 15. I haven't even gone to the movie. This is how I go. This is long form content. Okay.
I genuinely hope that Allie does reassess what kind of content she's putting out and takes more care about who she attacks because, and I know that I'm ruffling feathers with this video, I don't care. And I know that some of my mutuals will be upset because people respect her. And I have to speak my truth. I was harmed by Allie. My experience of her is that she was a bully, she was abusive.
All else passed away yesterday or this week because of New Age spirituality.
Sorry, I was getting the next one up. So I went to read. Let's go back and read, right? Sorry. We will be getting to that one. I guess bigger. Okay. So spiritual abuse, narcissism is real. Serious claims are being made. I am going to defend myself and my community. She never gets around to that. This is the original video she posted made about me a few days ago. This is what the last few videos are about. If you want all the videos, there is a playlist below. While she is making Jessica's death into a circus, where that's going to be the next video, the one that it went on to. Let's go to that one. So this is the very first video that Ali posted about Jessica. Because Jessica's friend, Lala, is here, wrote, any chance you can call out the Laura Faye. My friend just took her life because she believed she would ascend and was living as Jesus. That is nicest interpretation I can give to it. Jessica's real life friend who shares her interests, but not her spiritual beliefs. This was going to be part of the intro that I forgot to say. The Lucky Girl video, the original Lucky Girl video in the car eating noodles, came out on December 30th. And we're going to watch it at the very end, as well as Jessica's videos that Ali's going to berate in the next one and lie through her teeth about, misunderstanding everything Jessica says. But this is the first video before Ali even watches Jessica's video, done on December 30th, the same day as the Lucky Girl video. That's one sign Jessica is a lucky girl, possibly the OG lucky girl. Jessica has also commented here on the original video, not the Jessica, of course, but a Jessica. And this is on a video where she's talking about lucky girls and someone's being ableism. How? LMAO. Ali's not explaining why it's ableist, just calling everyone ableist who believes in Lucky Girl, who uses Lucky Girl. But this is one tiny sign, right? Jessica is in the comments. The first video she did, as far as I know, on January 10th, the same day she's berating Jane for the video Jane did.
Passed away yesterday or this week because of New Age spirituality. Any chance you can...
I just want to quickly mention, she's saying another person. We never get to who the other person is ever. She's too busy blaming everyone else for creating the circus, but also she doesn't even know when she died. She doesn't watch the video, and yet she jumps to make this opportunity. I want to mention, from what I understand, not from Ali, because we never had a conversation over, not from Smara, because we didn't talk about this necessarily, but from one of the other people, Truthy Sleuthy, we'll do a video eventually. Ali saw this comment while she was on the phone with Samara, who was her client. Whole story we're not getting into. On the 10th, Ali was on the phone with Samara and saw the comment and made the video about Jessica.
You can call out the Laura Faye. The Laura Faye. Ugh. My friend just took her life because she believed she would ascend and was living as Jesus. Like, I'm not doing this because I want to start drama on TikTok. I'm doing this because people actually die. Just watched this person.
So now Ali has watched Jessica's final video that she put out on December 30th. I don't believe that video was a final video and that she made it with the intention that it would be a final video. I think it's a video. In fact, I think nearly everything in that video gives in that she's going to want to be around. She says everything the opposite of what Ali says here. But I want to play this because she brings in Lucky Girl. She brings in all of but nothing she says about Jessica is true. You will see in my opinion. I understand how Jessica's family and friends may think that her spirituality caused her to unalive. I don't think that's the case, and we don't know she unalived, and we don't know why if she did. What we do know is there's a lot of signs from Jessica or from the creator about Jessica. That's what this is. Continue on, Ellie.
Final video before they took their own life because of New Age spirituality. And I am on the fucking floor. She sounded exactly like quantum shifting. She didn't even sound like, you know, when Gabby Hanna had her meltdown, the person who just took their own life, this person's friend, didn't even sound like Gabby Hanna. She was very like,
This is a sad breadcrumb. Allie is currently basically playing out Gabby Hanna on TikTok and now on Instagram. Playing out having a mental breakdown in the public and putting out all the receipts. It sucks to be a mean girl. Don't be a mean girl. The world does not work for you when you're a mean girl. So many things have happened and she's seen conspiracy. So many things have happened and I see prospiracy. That's what being a lucky girl is. Literally, we'll watch the video. It's perfect.
she was just talking about vibration and the matrix and how she can't do it anymore, basically, but she sounded exactly like Alex Surf's Tea. The Laura Faye is a very different creator and she is not harmful and she is the sweetest person on this app. The Laura Faye better get to know my name. That I am. This person started following me a few months ago. They said that their friend.
I do want to point out, if you see here, there's 2 watermarks over top of each other because Allie puts out about a dozen or many, many videos, finds which ones go viral, deletes or privates the ones that she doesn't want up that make her look bad, and reposts them to her secondary account. This is one that went viral because it's about a dead person. Allie is centering herself in Jessica's death. That's the whole theme for like all of 2023. However, God, the creator, the lucky girls, whoever's behind the lucky girls, has bigger plans. And they're playing out, whether any of us like it or not. Hence this video. My video.
Was getting really deep into this stuff and they were worried about it. And that friend is now gone. That friend put a YouTube video up before she took her own life. And I just watched it and this is why I do these things. I almost took my own life and I was not even half as deep in as this poor woman. All she talked about was the Matrix, NPCs, how most people here are soulless.
She doesn't mention the word NPCs at all. She does mention the Matrix, but Allie is misinterpreting everything Jessica says. I'm just going to have to keep interrupting to say that because she's berating Jessica. She's making her into the villain, Laura Faye, and the victim. Well, Allie's the hero and the victim. It's very confusing for everyone.
How, like, we aren't using our energy correctly. She believes that she is Christ consciousness. Where did she get that? Where have we heard people?
I think the real question is, where did you get that, Allie? Because she doesn't bring up Jesus or Christ at all in the entire video. We're not watching the entire one. I've cut down the important parts to like half the video from 10 minutes to 5. This is where you got it from. Her friend who didn't share her spiritual beliefs and was your follower looking to get in with you. And you jumped at the opportunity of making content on a woman's death because a friend who just claimed friendship told you she took her life because she thought she was Jesus and would ascend, even though that video says the exact opposite. You don't ascend when you die. You have to stay here and ask the hard questions.
Say that they are Christ consciousness before. She believes that she creates the entire universe and that we only existed to serve her and that we were being rude to her and that we were essentially NPCs. I mean, she said so many different things. She seems like a beautiful person. This is why I make these videos. The lucky girl syndrome, all this stuff is a pipeline into new age spirituality where people seriously leave this earth because they think they are ascended beings. This is a real.
I'm not saying that doesn't happen, but people take their life because they're hurting and this world is too much for them in whatever moment, right? A permanent solution for a temporary problem. What Ali is doing is not making this world better, is not making more connection. We all need to actually make community and connection and not constantly colonize each other, as we'll get into in the videos. Why do I keep interrupting to say things past me is already said in video?
Real person. This person, that she was real and she is not on this earth anymore.
Okay, so Ali and Jane are having a TikTok battle of sorts in which Ali has 500,000 followers. Jane does not have 500,000 followers. She has a few tens of thousands. And Ali is and her followers are brigading her. Like most content creators, you have fans or like TikTok friends, not a cult-like following, not people who are going to believe what you say, go after only the bite model, the thoughts and emotions, and follow only you. Ali has that cult-like following because she has crafted that cult-like following on purpose. That's what call out accounts kind of do. You call in the call outers and the people who think you're a good guy because you've painted yourself as the hero. So you call in all the people who love the drama triangle, and you call in the villains, and you call in the victims because you're playing the hero. Did I do that right? Was I pointing to the right ones? I don't know. It's hard with the double background. So on my birthday, after they've had this back and forth for a while, where Ali is blaming Jane for Jessica's death. No, I didn't. No, I'm not. People die. You believe in the thing that kills people. All the last few videos are about Jane. Well, mixed in with that is Jessica's videos, right? Mixing them up. So Jane, you can see in Jane's long form content that she put out the same day Ali put out her video on YouTube about Jane, that anyway, she covers it much better than everybody else. Gonna say, oh, that she's like, wait a minute, is P even a real person? Do we even know this person exists? Jane puts this out on my birthday. I message Jane. I don't message people ever. I message Jane just being like, are you okay? Because it's my very first message on my birthday. Within moments, I see this video that Ali has posted. Again, this is from Ali's YouTube video. Not only did she do this, she posted it in her long form content as proof that Jane is bad. Notice how Ali's reposted a friends only video. And then at the very end, it cuts off, but she's basically just her long form content is an hour of her saying F you to Jane, literally, the full words. So she's like, this is why I get like long form. Oh, Ali also gets Roxy, her friend at this time, to watch Jessica's video that Ali thinks is her last video, just to prove that Jessica's a real person. Gets her friend to watch the video that could cause spiritual psychosis, right? But Roxy ends up watching Jessica's video on my birthday. This is the drama. This is the bad thing that Ali did on my birthday that called me in. This is what I'm talking about. My birthday is January 14th. More magic happened on my birthday for me and will be on my podcast. Nothing to do with this because everything's intertwined, but other stuff.
Anyone happens to have any information either way when it comes to whether that woman that Ali keeps talking about who died actually exists, I would love it. I would love to see it. I would love to know that she does exist, or I would love to know what other people are seeing.
Oops. Was that one supposed to stay friends only? I thought so.
Like from
I was about to say from the bottom of my heart, F you, but I don't have that cut off anyway. Also, it just so happens that her and Samara, her client, have their final falling out on January 13th, which means my birthday is also the first day that Samara and Ali aren't client and whatever Ali was in that, right? Coach, hero, misunderstood therapist, whatever that all was. All of that happened on my birthday, right? What's next? What's after this one? Ooh, yes. So we've got Mean Girls versus Lucky Girls. The reason, I don't know if I was already talking about Mean Girls, but not the movie. This video came up between after my birthday, before Jane's birthday, before I release the one that's going to come after. But the one I have is on double speed, and the video's been taken down, so we're just going to put it up in a different one and watch it. It's less sped up.
Can I just say that we don't have a click problem at this school? And some of us shouldn't have to take this workshop because some of us are just victims in a situation? That's probably true. How many of you have ever felt personally victimized by Regina George? Good. Okay, who's next?
I'm a
Going to be super fast when it comes on. I'm going to pause it so we can read the text on the screen. Are we not playing? Did that not work? What's going on here? There we go. Technical difficulties. Everything works out. I wanted time in between these two, I believe. What is going on? Come on, you can do it. There we go. Okay, we're just going to read the part that I can't quite read. I believe it. I have received multiple private and public messages of people expressing their fear of standing up against the bullying they've received from Allie. This might not be the original, because I swear to God, there was like a tag over Regina George that said Allie that clicked everything into place, or this is the original one. I had to quit with her. I tried genuinely to talk to her, and she attacked me. This is everyone's story of Allie. It becomes their story, that they're a permanent follower, letting her dictate your beliefs, your information, your thoughts, and your emotions, or you question her in any way and you're kicked out or berated. Good fun. So this clicked into the Mean Girls. I'm now dealing with TikTok High. There's the burn books. There's the Regina George's orchestrating. There's the Karen and Gretchens, who are her secondary people. And then, what happens? Because we're not at the 27th yet, which is when the next videos happen. Oh, so no, the next video is going to be me explain my first video I did talking about Regina George, not just Mean Girl, not just that a bully, right? That I'm calling Mean Girl and not the 2004 Regina George movie, actually Regina George. And there is an important theme that we're not getting into in this video, but it'll be apparent what it is.
Can I just say that we don't have a click problem at this school? And some of us shouldn't have to take this workshop because some of us are just victims in a situation? That's probably true. How many of you have ever felt personally victimized by Regina George? Good. Okay, who's next?
I have some unfortunate news for white women that has come to light. I believe we are about to get our Black woman follow train, except where theirs is beautiful and everything ours is not going to be. Every single one of us needs to go inside, find their inner Regina George, figure out why she's hurting everybody, and stop doing that. Each and every one of us is running around the drama triangle, and we can step into the empowerment triangle. And we will. It's going to be painful for each and every one of us until we do. But we have to do this, because otherwise, we are mean girling all over every social media platform, and Black women are getting the most of the fallout. We're causing the crap, and they're getting the pain, as has played out for a lot of history. It's time we start carrying our own water, and that means healing our own Regina George, getting out of high school, unless we're not in and out of high school yet. I'm talking to adults here. The only path forward is to realize there is not only one path forward. We are currently colonizing each other. And again, Black women are getting all of the fallout. As the walking embodiment of the empowerment dynamic that looks like the drama triangle, I think I'm uniquely positioned to help us, but that might be more just white woman shit, right? We never know. We've always got to go in. I am going to go have a conversation with my... So, yes, that's the theme. White women need to decolonize our own little heal our own little Regina George, so we're not trying to colonize one another and having all of the fallout land on Black women. That has come into play throughout this whole thing. Allie and her followers, racist, ableist, falling on all the most marginalized. It has been beaten into me that this is a like this was a problem then. It's yeah, so much more of a problem. I get it. January me knew, April me knows even more. So then January 23rd is Jane's birthday. I don't have video evidence of this, but this is covered on their podcast. Go listen to their podcast. Jane and Roxy were like TikTok followers, but because Roxy was Allie's friend, Roxy trusted her friend that Jane was stalking Allie and was dangerous to Allie. So Roxy sent information to Allie to take to the police. Allie did not take it to the police because Allie never wants to take it to the police. She just wants to create TikTok drama. So on Jane's birthday, Roxy and Jane speak and make up and become friends and fix what happened between them because of Allie. Roxy has already watched Jessica's video because Allie sent it to her on my birthday and she watched it. I don't know if Samara has watched it at this point in time. She was on the phone with Allie when the LL comment was there, Lala's. And her last day with Allie as a client was the day before my birthday. But the three of them watched Jessica's video together on Jane's birthday. Amazing. Then on January 27th, this unfolds. We're going to watch the video that it unfolds on, and then we'll listen to me talk about why it unfolds, like what the video I put out on January 27th. It is very important to know I do not mention the Mean Girl stuff in any way, shape, or form to my family member when we're talking, when she says what she says in the second video. I'm gonna let him play. Anybody have any good pre-celebrity stories? Like you encountered somebody in real life before they were celebrity that makes the story even better now that they are a celebrity. I have one that happened to a family member. They were hit on, approached by Ryan Gosling when he was on Breaker High, and the person didn't know who he was at the time and ended up being an extra on set the next day after having turned him down. And he played a geeky character on Breaker High. And I heard this story at that period in time. And then Ryan Gosling went on to become Ryan Gosling. So to me, the story has become better with time because turning down an actor who you ended up being on set with is funny. Turning down Ryan Gosling, priceless. I'm going to switch over to the other one just because I can't handle how slow it is. But what did I want to mention? To me, Ryan Gosling and Rachel McAdams will always be tied together through The Notebook. So Ryan Gosling, while I'm dealing with Regina George Mean Girl, is like that. Oh my God. Ryan Gosling came up from a TikTok. I made that TikTok in June. We're going to see the dates because the dates are important. But somebody comments on it. Spoiler alert, though, we're going to see it at the end. Her name is Jessica. A Jessica comments on my Ryan Gosling video on January 27th, bringing it back into my intention so that I make this next video. Somebody just commented. Somebody just commented on a video I did nearly a year ago, telling a story about a family member of mine who met Ryan Gosling before he was famous and turned him down on a date. What is made better is I just had a conversation with this family member because I'm repairing relationships in real life. And that family member has always a little bit annoyed me that they name drop constantly. But guess who they name dropped? They are neighbors with Rachel McAdams. Like, they live in the same neighborhood. Their kids play together. They are friends. And although this annoyance, this name dropping of celebrities has annoyed me the whole time, this has shown the deep, intimate connection of humanity. Like, she met Ryan Gosling before he was famous. Their paths crossed. Then, of course, he went on to have his life, and now she's crossed paths with Rachel McAdams in a much more real way.
where kids are able to meet each other. We are deeply, intimately connected as humans. Our paths cross time and time again. And once we see it, I've seen it. I'm seeing all of it, all the threads. We are all one.
You can see there, this is the comment section from that one. I posted that video on June 10th of 2022. And my friend at the time, still my friend, though I haven't talked to her in a long time, who wrote a comment on the 14th, which happens to be my birthday day, right? Not the month, but the day. Then Jessica comments on it on January 27th. I happen to know this Jessica, but I don't even register that it is a Jessica, right? That's why the video doesn't say Jessica or whatever. Why would I say a Jessica at that point? But I know P is Jessica. And once I see that this is Jessica, both that I'm like, oh, I know you, and one more Jessica, two Jessicas. So then I've been talking about Mean Girls. My family member knows Regina George, right? The actual actress who plays Regina George. I have Ryan Gosling tied in my head with Rachel McAdams from The Notebook. Not only does Rachel McAdams star in both of those movies, they both came out in 2004. And they both, like 2004 movies, are a theme. Messages from God. I've been watching them as they've come into my life organically during 2023. The two that are mentioned in this one are The Notebook and Mean Girls, but they are not the only two, nor is 2004 only about movies. Happens to have been the last year I could hear movies in stereo because I went single-sided deaf in 2005. So we're gonna watch inside. So I'm watching the Mean Girls. I take a break from Mean Girls versus Lucky Girls group chat, right? I tell them, in fact, there's a voice memo saying, with my daughter's voice in the background, that I'm going to go watch the Mean Girls with my daughter. While I'm watching it, I tell the story on the podcast, the Docs podcast, in my episode. My daughter says, "What's a lucky girl?" I have it written on the whiteboard. I'm like, I'll tell you later. We're watching the Mean Girls movie. She's like, no, it said so in the movie. Right after, you'll see the scene. It's very obvious once you know it's there, but I had to rewind to see it. So Regina George, first of all, I also realized just now while I was like putting these together that this is also a lucky girl moment. Like Regina George is making the best out of a bad situation, right? They cut these out of her top. She just puts it on and goes, ah! And then it becomes a trend. Which only works because she's the most popular girl, right? If she had done it, probably would not have worked. But then the next day, they're all in the hallway with it. See it, right? Lucky girl, I need you to pay attention. I'm going to pause at the end, so I don't know why I'm doing it now. But look at the shade. I can't even believe my kid could read Lucky Girl from that. Might be because it was also on the whiteboard. I don't know. But like, what's a lucky girl? And then we're going to listen to one. There's one that plays right after that has sound because it's important.
Look at Jessica Lopez. That dress is amazing.
Her name is Jessica. She's a lucky girl. She's in Mean Girls. She happens to be in a wheelchair, so she's distinguishable. Her name is Jessica. Okay. I believe what plays after this one. Now, and then we're going to play the Notebook scene. It's going to play right after this. Which again came out in 2004. Rachel McAdams, right?
June 6th.
That happens to be the birthday of my family member. Day, not year, but that's the family member who met Ryan Gosling and Rachel McAdams, right? June 6th. And what's Rachel McAdams' name in the Notebook?
1940. Allie was 17 years old.
Allie was 17 years old. Interesting. Now, next up is the original Lucky Girls video. It was released on December 30th, the same day Jessica released hers. I want you to pay attention to the shade of purple this woman's wearing, the same shade Jessica in Mean Girls is wearing. And that this showcases actual lucky girl syndrome. I'm going to fast forward through it, it's a little too long for me. But basically, they're saying this mantra, not everything happens for a reason. What is the mantra? I have it written down somewhere. You'll hear it in there. Well, things go wrong in the video. And they're just like, everything works out for me. They're showcasing what it actually is to be a lucky girl, which is whatever happens is happening for a reason. And I'm going to spin it for my and the world's greater good. And then it's going to go into Jessica's last YouTube video, the only YouTube video that is up. I don't know if there was more content at another point in time, but it was December 30th. And when I saw that key, that they're both on the same day, that Jessica's mentioned throughout all of this, Jessica's a lucky girl. Allie's the original Mean Girl. Regina Georgian. Samara. Mean Girl in disguise. We got all the characters. The universe delivers all the lessons. We're all exactly where we're meant to be. Now, let's listen to the OG Lucky Girls.
Meal from home while we tell you about our experiment that we ran while we were at college, because it literally kind of changed our lives. We started. Tell them what we did.
Okay, so I saw this TikTok that was like this girl talking about her favorite affirmations.
This was like 3 months ago.
Yeah, this was a while ago. And she said that she was always just like, I don't know why, but everything just works out for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't understand why, but the universe always makes things work out for me. Like, it was
Like,
just,
I'm so lucky.
we were just like,
We're
I'm so
lucky.
lucky.
Everything works out.
I'm so lucky that everything just always like works for us.
So then we were talking about this on our little walk that we went on campus. And we were like, okay, we had a little issue. And the little issue that we had was we were like, frick, sometimes stuff don't be working out for us. And we both wanted, in our new apartment, we both wanted the bottom bedroom.
Yeah.
Because there were 2 bedrooms on the bottom, 2 on the top. We were like, ooh, we want the bottom bedrooms. But we were like, no, like, we want our roommates to like also have what they want. So we were like, everything just works out for us. Like, just works out. So we started saying this, and we said it all the fucking time.
Yeah.
So we said it like going to the library, like anytime we would see each other, anytime, like we still say it all the time.
Yeah,
like,
I still say it. I'll be like driving in my car, and I'm just like, wow, I can't believe how
we
everything
just
just
said it
works
now.
out for me.
We just went to get these noodles.
Yeah.
And we're like, they might be closed. No, we got there. We're like, everything just works out for us. So anyway, our roommate comes to us like literally like the next day, 2 days later.
It was like right after.
It was literally right after. And she was like, I thought about it. I'm like, I think you two should have the bottom bedrooms. Like, I want to have the top bedrooms. And we were like, everything works out for us.
Yeah, everything works out for us.
And
like,
then,
thanks.
yeah, the flip phone idea.
Yeah.
Oh no! Oh wait, yeah, you get it. I got it. Oh no! Okay, everything works out for us. That was meant to happen. That was meant to keep user engagement.
True. Oh.
But when the flip phone video went viral, we had the idea together. Like, this is my friend who also does it with me.
Yeah.
Like, has a flip phone too. And we were like having our conversation. She's the bitch that all you guys are talking about in the comments. Wow, maybe you should be more like your friend and just keep your phone in your pocket. Shut the fuck up. I don't want to be more like her.
No, I want flip phones. Oh no.
What? Did I just spill?
Yum yum sauce. Suck.
Okay, everything was over us.
No!
You guys! Okay, anyway, had the flip phone idea. It resonated with all of our friends. We were like, holy shit, everything just works out. Made that video. Everything worked out. Like, oh my God, went crazy. Everyone thought it was a great idea, except for like a few random 12-year-olds, but we don't care about them. Anyway, yeah, it was literally just like an experiment. We were like, let's see if it works. And like, it literally
works.
does.
Everything
like,
just works out.
Everything works out.
Use that. Literally use that.
Like, just try it and see.
Yeah.
Because like, especially in college, like that shit is so powerful.
Yeah.
Like, everything works out for us.
And I
Did you
thought
pass
it
your
was so-
classes?
Yeah, I got
flying colors.
Dude, I went above average on my Spanish final.
Yeah.
Everything just works out.
Try this, bitch.
Try it.
Do it.
Everything works out.
Yeah. So that's a weird segue, because we're now going to watch somebody who's passed away. She's no longer with us. We do not know what the cause of death was. What we do know from what's available to the public is that she went missing. The video went up December 30th. It doesn't sound to me like a last video, except that it is a last video. She went missing on January 1st. There's missing posters for her. There was a lot of searching. Her body was found on January 4th. The obituary names January 4th as the date of death. We don't know what happened in between those 3 days. No idea. What we know is she's no longer here. There are many Jessica signs. I didn't watch Jessica's video. In fact, you can hear in the doxed episode, I'm like, Jessica's not involved, right? Allie should have never made her death into a circus. I believe Jessica has been sending signs, or somebody has been sending signs, that not only does she want to be named for whatever reason, she is a lucky girl, and what she says in her YouTube video is potentially true, but I want to give trigger warnings because, one, it might be a little psychosis causing for people who aren't ready for it. And she's no longer with us. And we're all missing out because Jessica is no longer with us. But turn off my video now if you do not want to see Jessica.
Someday. You'll take one look at me and you'll recognize who I really am. Might take 5 years or so. You'll know.
I'm sorry, I feel like I didn't give the proper intro. I'm not going to keep interrupting Jessica unless very important. I want you to hear it all the way through, even though I have 4 clips in here. I think she was someone. I don't know if, like, the misunderstanding that you might think she's God or the creator of the earth, from what she says later. This is what she's saying, we're all this. We're all light, we're all love, and if you don't see it in another, it's because it's not being projected from you. Look inside. I agree with most of what she says, except for the spiritual. Like, there's some parts I'm like, nope. But we're not supposed to believe the same things. We're supposed to understand one another. Create community, get to know each other, create connections, one-on-one connections. I think Jessica was an amazing person. And I'm really sad I never get to meet her in real life. I never get to have a one-on-one conversation. Those of you who have are blessed, as everyone who's had anyone in their life is blessed, including the challengers, not just the creators and the coaches. I love how the victim that Allie has made Jessica into is really the creator energy. And Allie, who I do see of as a villain, is really just challenging all of us. And it's the most challenging on her. Samara too. Doesn't matter how much money you have, does not matter. If you don't have one-on-one connections, you are poor. Not financially poor. That can be fixed. I mean, relationships can be fixed too, but the more money and power and privilege you have, the harder it is to realize what's missing, actually missing, that cannot be bought with money. All right, I'm going to actually take me off, and you can just listen to Jessica, because what she has to say is amazing. Please listen.
I have ascended more times than I can count, because you know what ascension is actually not dying. Ascension is moving your consciousness to a higher vibration to create a new world. Instead of living in the world that you were stuck in, where you think that you're going to die, you move to a place where you can heal. You move to a place where things are different. Into darkness. I'm not here to convince you who I am. In fact, I'm extremely offended that there are even 2 people, 1 person, any people that want to argue with me about it. So if you can't look at my light and see who I am, then you might need to go take a good look at yourself and see what it is that you're not seeing in yourself. You're a divine being that has been created to be a divine being. You are supposed to keep consciously extending your divinity. Right now, we have a world full of empty vessels because there's no souls. No one is expanding their souls. We have a bunch of empty vessels of people that are just playing a game and don't realize what they're doing. What is it? They know not what they do. What you don't recognize is when you're unconscious and you're completely in the dark, you will mirror every single person that you talk to, and they're not going to like it. And you're just going to be babies biting babies, or puppies, untrained, biting other puppies. Either way, however you want to look at it, doesn't matter. You're all acting like Neanderthals. You're all acting like you have no consciousness whatsoever, and you do have a consciousness. And I know it's there, and you know it's there, which tells me that you're just trying to get away from it. The Matrix has been broken. It's done. It's over. And I'm sure the message is out among the masses. The Matrix has been broken. So you don't get to just recycle your energy anymore. If you die, you die. If you kill, you probably are going to die because you're setting off an imbalance, and karma is going to come back because that's what energy is. If you do something naughty, you put out an energy that you want naughty things to happen to you. So what do you expect? If you put out love, then you put out an energy that you want loving things to happen to you, and then good things come. If you live in fear, you're going to create death. Death is an illusion. If you want to live in your illusion, then I guess you don't get to experience everlasting life. I don't know. But you don't get to come back and recycle and try and do it again and see if you can make it next go round. You need to do the work in this lifetime. I'm not playing with this world anymore. It's not fun. It's not a fun world to play in. So wake up and realize that you're hurting people and you're slowing the growth of consciousness. There be, and you think that God's going to walk your planet and blow it up? Do you ever think that maybe you're the one blowing God up, and God has to make a decision to either choose their life and walk away from their children or stay and die? Here's the thing though. My consciousness is a baby, which means I'm not God. I'm the creator of this planet. I'm a creator energy, and I figured out how to break the matrix so I could set everybody free. But the problem is a lot of people don't recognize that blessing, and they think that they can just go. You don't get to just die and move on. That's not how that works. You have to do the work, which means you have to check yourself. You have to ask yourself those hard questions. What happens if I say this to this person? What happens if I do this to that person? What happens if
Ask yourself the hard questions. Death is not ascension. You can't just die and move on. The exact opposite of what Ali was saying. She does say there's a bunch of soulless people, but that's because of the work of this lifetime in her spiritual belief. And I'm starting to think she's onto something, is to create a soul. Or whatever it is that lives after. We were given everything we need in this lifetime. It is written in us, on our soul. And instead, we're colonizing the outside instead of asking ourselves the hard questions. We're trying to mean girl and do everything on the outside. Heal our inner Regina George. Do the hard work in this lifetime, especially white women, because what we're currently doing is hurting ourselves and everyone else. And most of the fallout is landing on Black women and Indigenous women and brown women. All the women who aren't us.
Have you ever had a conversation?
All right. That was the first of the 3 Mean Girls versus Lucky Girls. And then February 19th, what's called 19. I should probably change it to February 19. And then the Titanic, 9/11, and the Olympics. And that's a tiny piece of what I have to show. Not necessarily broadcast on YouTube, because it's just not the space for it. There is a individual one-on-one trust that has to be developed, that has to be, if you don't know me, you shouldn't trust me. And so you should know me if we're going to work together, right? And going to co-create a better world, then I mean, I know the tools, the logical, technological pathway, what we need to make it easier. So more people don't have to go through the dark night of the soul, especially the pale people. The pale people can't do it. They can't, the earth cannot sustain them needing to go through the dark night of the soul. We need community, we need health, we need peace and restoration. All of that is like the opposite of hustle culture, the opposite of capitalism, the opposite of colonization. But it's not the anti that. Because if you're fighting against something instead of creating something, creating the opposite, it's what happens. And yet there is a much more sustainable force that is when you can catalyze people around a common enemy, around an issue, and they're fighting against something. People are less sustained by a common goal. And I don't really get why, because there's a level to a common goal, a sovereignty to a common goal, that when you allow for sovereignty, when you allow for individualism and authenticity, and then have a common goal, and you get to bring yourself to it, when you get to work within your Venn, doing what you want, what you can do, and are aware is going to help, the intrinsic value that you get for being part of that they get for you being part of that, the places that you fit, right? The people, the connections you meet, it isn't one size fits all. There's a unique piece each individual is uniquely qualified to fill, the position of themselves, bringing themselves to the table, their experience, their understanding, their belief systems. But the collective work of figuring out, how do we work with one another when we have different beliefs? How do we come to an understanding? Other people are much more equipped and have done that work than I am. That's where I need other people. But I've done enough of my own interpersonal work to be ready for that. At least at the level I'm at, right? There's no other level for me to be at. Especially since by universal design and my own hyper-independence, I had to get to crisis before ever asking for help. And then you're in crisis and can't accept it. And, thanks, ancestors. That was sarcasm. But also, thanks for my existence. My very existence I am grateful for. The rest,